California, USA. So, there's a marine layer going on. It's quite cool today, but it's going to burn off, going to heat up a bit in the afternoon. Okay, so, I don't talk about a touchy subject. I'll tell you from experience. Okay, so that I'm glad the big beautiful bill signed into law to like one of them involve regulating the welfare system like that. That includes SNAP and EBT because there are too many there are too many abusers. Okay, out there, and they're not using it for their own reason. It's for, like I say, for laziness and support a habit. Okay, so they come and tell you. But I've been seeing people on YouTube griping about losing their benefits. I see a young, able-bodied person with several kids who don't want to work. Okay, there's one of them. One I saw was a fourth generation welfare recipient. Okay, the only thing he said is you don't have to work. Just have kids and sign benefits. But you know what really kills me is that they get free food, free housing, free health care. And like for me, I got to pay for my health care and I got to make co-payments every time I be seen by a doctor. And also dentistry, okay, that's also expensive as well. So, like it's like for example that for like a 50 to $75 co-pay for a teeth extraction. And like the welfare recipients pay nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right there that I grew up on welfare, okay, and also that I was collecting SSI. Well, my my mom put me on SSI because I had a what my sister told me I had a severe concussion after I cried on a bicycle when I was a kid, and it caused me to have aphasia and learning disability. So, but she told me about this years later, so I just want that's I figure out what's wrong with me. Okay, all right. So as I was saying was that my father did abuse the system. Okay, because my mom's on welfare, also collecting SSI for me, and that he spending all on drugs and trashy women. Like I say, being hood rich. Okay, he don't want to work because he just seen my mom and us kids as the only source of income. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna tell you that he was a country boy in Texas, had a job one time, then he moved to California with his mother. I just don't know what happened, but he's an abuser too, and a chronic drug addict. Okay, so my mistake my mom made is married a man who lived with his mother. It's like my half sister from Texas said that one reason why her mother, left my father because the so-called grandma was saying things that caused him and his mother to be fighting. Okay, so my grandmother is not a very nice person either. Okay, so because he done nothing, that's my mom abused my father. Okay, so yeah, okay, it's like what happened the first time I experienced homelessness. It was in 1980. That's when I graduated from junior high school at age 14 in a motel. Okay, then my freshman year in high school, my mom managed to get us another place to stay. And then some reason, in my freshman year in high school up in the LA area, we just got up and moved to Paris, California. Then we moved to apartments in Paris. Okay, well I didn't like Paris, California, because of the country setting. Okay, but he got some ghetto kids from descendants of people from LA, causing problems. Well, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad then. So like I say, then we spent a few months in an apartment in Paris, in the city of Paris. Then we moved to on cooperative area of Paris called Good Hope, and to a ranch house that is what a huge you saw the hummingbirds, look nice. Yeah, well, back on saying, so like it was a huge yard. Already got some livestock corral and chicken coop already there, but it was a major drug bust there at one time. So I thought my father hit the jackpot, but I'll tell you later like how that it turned out it's not. Okay, so you know what? Though, well, it was a good. I raised farm animals, and I did make some money out of it. Well, not that much because my father's drug habit keeps selling off farm animals and for his drug habit. Okay, so I was in the agriculture club called Future Farming America. So it was a great vocational learning right there for me. Teach about teamwork and business. Okay, and agriculture. But I was bullied by some gangbangers. Okay, and who was a drug dealer. Okay, my father drug dealer that is, and so my father buy drugs from me. It's so sickening that he promised me to buy a truck, but instead he helped a drug dealer buy a truck. Like like, and after I graduated from high school, took a job working in a feed store. I'll be seeing him pull up in his truck at the gas pump. Okay, blasting rap music, showing off, and then showing off while I was in suffering in the hot sun, loading livestock feed for a minimum wage at that time, $3.77 an hour. So it helped build my character because that it does build character for me. But as my father, he resentful to have a job because I think thinking I figured out that later on that the reason why he don't want me to work because it will because it'll affect the SSI. So okay, at that time I did enrolled in Mount San Jacinto Junior College, studying forestry. Okay, like while I was working, it's so sad though that I had to buy groceries for my family on credit because my father keep on blowing out on drugs. Okay, so well, like I said, I became a provider of the family. But at that time, I was thought I was helping out. To me, that it's not my responsibility to take care of the family. That's my father's responsibility. But I done it anyway because I don't want to see my siblings and my mom go hungry. Okay, then okay, so what happened? That a sheriff deputy, at the house in Paris, showed up. What the like eviction notice, and I've been going to learn what's going on. Okay, so what happened? And what happened was that when they went to court in downtown Paris, okay, that it turned out that my father was being a squatter, living on a property that's owned by somebody else. And my father was don't have a man enough to show up in the eviction court like last time. I was sitting there wondering what the hell was going on. Okay, and I saw the property owner there, like in the court. I was sitting there, what the hell is going on? And my mom was like, well, she was crying because she was crying like, wait, it really made me mad that my father did not mad enough to be there. So, well, the judge ordered us to leave the property, okay, in the 30 days. So, well, we did, and we moved to. My mom managed to get a place up in Mead Valley. All right, okay, so my father being abused as usual, as always, and then until one day that he tossed the college books in the fire fireplace because I was giving no money for drugs. So I couldn't. Well, I think at that time it's time for me to go to leave home. So about a few months later, did I join the California Conservation Corps? All right. So I took a job up and took like I went to Northern California. Then I was assigned to the work center up in Porterville, California. So it was my dream job right there. Okay. And what is so sad though, while I was out there hundreds of miles away, that my family became homeless again. Then I had to send them money to help them out. Okay, but then until one day that I made a mistake and damaged the equipment that I had to pay for it out of my pocket. And then when my mom called for more money, that I said, "Man, my mom, I can't send any more because I had to pay for the problem." I hear my dad going off, acting crazy. He was mad and angry. He's probably going through his drug withdrawals, I guess. So I don't know. So, you know, later on, I did transfer to the California Conservation Corps up in LA area. Try to then I move in with my family and help them out. And like I'm telling you, well, my dad's ungrateful because he still thinks, you know, our dad responsible as well being to like his to care of his car and put gas in the car, all that. So what happened? I had enough of that bull crap, so I left again. So I took a job with the Forest Service in San Diego. So I had to take a ground bus to San Diego so my brother can take me to my just the place I signed to because my father was too well. Like I said, he wouldn't take me. So I think he's like the Topins family and parents try to keep his children hostage. So what it was that that Dirk Forrest job up in Wisconsin, California. All right, but I do stop by and visit my family from time to time, and because I worry about my mom. So all right, so and also too that while I was on fire assignment, okay, I was away from I was out of state most of the time because I was fighting fires. Okay, and what happened was that when I got back, the guy in like one of my coworker was living in the barracks with me. He left a note that my family tried to get a hold of me. Okay, so what happened again that I called. Only thing I got no phone call. I had nobody was answering the phone because I was one. I got worried. Okay, for a moment. Then about 3 days later, my sister called, and what it was that they moved into another motel in Lake Elsinore. So what it was, I'm gonna tell you. I said, well, they're homeless again. Before I tell you that before I go on, that when my family was in L.A., that that I gave my dad some money to help my family out, and what happened was, and turned out that him and his mistress smoked it all up. Okay, then I was tired of and that's when I started sending my family some more money. Okay, so you know, then what happened? My sister, like, I went to visit my relative in Lake Elsinore. I saw my mom again. She lost a lot of weight. I began like it's quite a concern right there. I wonder what's wrong with what's going on with her. Okay, she lost weight. Okay, so what happened was I had to head on back to San Diego because I've been paged to like there's a fire assignment, so I had to head on back because there's another fire to go to. I love it there. Then what happened was that that I was gone for quite a while, and then what happened? My family moved back to L.A. went back to LA homeless, okay? In a different motel, that is. My dad's drug problem was getting worse, and what happened was that my mom wanted to go back to Louisiana, and my father begged me to buy him another car. But you know what? I did. Well, I was hesitant right there that he was having a fit, having angry. We know what happened. He got mad and took my car. But he came back with it because I threatened to call the police on him. So what it is that what it is that my mom wanted to go back to Louisiana because she's real sick. So I did. So what happened? They left. Hopefully my mom will get out of this situation in Louisiana around her relatives. And then what happened later on? My Dolphin father done something stupid to lose an apartment in New Orleans, and he got kicked out of my mom's side of the family's house. So they all get on back to L.A. They got stopped by the forest state, get money off of me, so they could continue on their way. And then the first thing I asked my mom, said, why dad did not hit on, didn't go to Texas, where his family is. His first thing she said that she don't want his family member to know that he's poor. But I said to myself, maybe because you don't want his family to know he's a druggie, okay? Well, there's so much shame going on with him. So what happened some months later, my mom was in the hospital in November. That is find out that the reason why she was real sick because her cancer came back. Her cancer came back. It was a lot worse. And she was terminally ill. So that's the most worst day in my life. So right there. So what happened? My brother and I went back to LA and got my mom away from my father and take him to my brother's house. And she lived her final 30 days. She died of cancer. And as for my father, we left him where he enjoyed the most. Okay, that's the last time I saw him alive in December of November 1987. So, but that's the reason why I'm totally anti-welfare, because see what happened. I spent another season with forestry. Then I took a job working in the grocery store. Then after that, I became a city bus driver. Okay, but before that, I did came back in forestry for one season as recreation. But I think St. Transit got a better job offer, so I stuck with it. So right now I'm retired. But in my experience, I've seen people on welfare are young and obese with no motivation. Okay, but I'm telling you, don't get wrong. People do need welfare. Okay, some people do. Like me. Okay, I retired. Okay, and also like my health took a turn because I got diagnosed with spinal stenosis. Okay, I'm not able to work anyway, so I'm on this SSI disabilities right now. But you know what? I don't abuse the system. Okay, what it was that is the reason why I asked my sister when I applied for SSI again. That I saw that I was on it when I was 8 years old. That's why I asked my sister what happened. She told me that's what she told me about my head injury I had when I was younger. Okay, so that is the reason why I got a hard time processing things called aphasia. So, but I want you to look up aphasia, okay, so you have a better understanding. That is the reason why I've been called retard most of my life, by school kids. Okay, I'm going to tell you, I retired with a pension. Okay, never received help from the government, but, and Rob, I'm gonna tell you right there. But when I was younger, juggling 2 jobs. Okay, working with 2 bus companies when I was younger. That my wife did apply for WIC because my son was born premature when my son was born. So, well, like I said, you know what? I was against that, but to me, that I was happy about that because it hurts my pride though. But first, because what I went through, like what it is, my wife done it anyway because she was thinking about her son. So, okay, so what it is that about on my street. Well, I first moved here back in 2004. There are a lot of Section 8 houses on the street, but I'm gonna tell you, I've seen so many police cars and She showed up, and also see a bunch of drug addicts and like special couples who live with their mother, who got kids. They live right across the street, man. I seen his girlfriend sitting out sitting on the curb with her head down, like she's sad, and she's pregnant. You know, and they're on welfare. Okay, like doing the blackouts. I'm saying like doing the 24-hour blackout years ago. That I heard an arguing, and then he threw her against the car while she was pregnant. So we know what. Well, my street is now full of blue collars, a lot peaceful. Why? Because like when the new owners took over those apartments, they got rid of Section 8 housing. Okay, you know what? It was peaceful because like right here where I live, like there's a Section 8 people live in one of the units, and like what happened? Her son, one of her son is a drug dealer. Okay, you got people keep showing up, and they even eating food off my garden. Okay, at night, steal my tangerines off the tree, and my avocados. Well, I don't garden anymore because of the new rules about the landlord. There's no more gardening because of water rates. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna get a house one of these days. So I still believe in that. So no truth is that me being a bus driver, I've seen a lot of welfare abusers. And there's like a woman with several kids or a mobile abuse. So I'm gonna tell you one example. We used to work in a grocery store that I observed. I work behind the seafood counter. I served one customer. A customer with several. I'm gonna say about around 4 kids. She's chubby, car full of groceries, and her baby daddy wearing jewelry, wearing saggy pants. Okay, all right, got his headphones on with his well, I don't know, so have a Walkman. Okay, very expensive one too. That is, filling up the cart. You got a case of beer in there too in the process. Then I observed another mother. She got 2 kids, good figure. And you know what? She was staring at the welfare family. Okay, she was holding the shopping list and a coupon. She was staring at them like she was angry. Then she walked up to me. He said, "My husband worked 6 days a week to pay our mortgage, to keep us afloat, and we can barely have food. And my husband only get a few cans of beer, while those people who don't work, and we pay for that." At first, I said, "Ma'am, I feel the same way because I'm a married man. I'm a married man working part time. The company worked me in with between 25 to 35 hours a week as a choosing, and I know what you mean. Okay, it offends me too. All right, but I told her that it gives my honor to live off government assistance. Okay, see, so strange. Like they're young. And me being a bus driver, I've seen a lot of young people in welfare office. Like for example, like this one guy, he's in his 20s. Okay, he's old enough. Well, he's over. I can say he's over 21. Okay, so he was complaining about Mexicans stealing their jobs, and I can't get a job. Well, keep on saying all that stuff. That Well, you just blame other people for the problems. Okay, so well, you know what? But like I told him, I said, "Sir, well, you know what? Get a job as a bus driver. Okay, they will train you. Like like he said, they'll train you. Okay, their job everywhere. They're open. First thing I just gave him a starting pay. First thing he said, "Oh, it don't pay me enough." I told him, I said, "Dude, you gotta start somewhere, okay?" He said, he just wait me off on that. He said, "Oh, it don't pay me enough." What's so funny is that I dropped him off and his pregnant girlfriend look like she's 15 years old to the welfare office. I had to pause for a moment. You know what? See, I stopped talking to him right there because hopefully, like, he had a pregnant girlfriend, don't want to get a job, thinking like he want everything, everything fast and now. So that means he gonna live off his teenage girlfriend that he knocked up for free housing, free food, all that. But to me, that's really disgusting. Okay, so we all see people like that. We all see cases like that. So I'm gonna tell you, the big beautiful bill turning law is gonna force a lot of like I say, lazy people back to work. I hope. All right, and no baby daddies out there. You got no more free ride for you. All right. Take care, YouTubers. Please be safe.